the name of it.
That's what we call it in France. All right, let's talk LeBron James. A day after passing Michael Jordan for 4th points all time in NBA history, 4th points. You got me all thrown off by Target now. The conversation turns back to the Lakers. The team all but eliminated from the playoffs this year, and LeBron still seemingly less than 100%. It is now being reported that LeBron and the Lakers have agreed on a minutes restriction and that LeBron might not play on back-to-backs. Chris Broussard, 17 games left for the Lakers in the season. Are they doing the right thing by scaling back LeBron James minutes?
I think it makes sense, but it's being called they're advising him. Because my thing is, I'll believe it when I see it. LeBron wants to play. How many times have we seen, oh, he's going to cut back his minutes? Now, he did cut them back this year to about 36. But I wouldn't be surprised if his average the rest of the way is about 34 minutes a night, which is cutting it down a little. But 28 to 32, I don't know if LeBron will go that low. Him not being 100%, maybe that's because of conditioning, because of the injury. He's not fully back from that. But, look, I'm assuming the groin is fine, because I don't think he'd go out there and play in these meaningless games if the groin was a problem. And, look, LeBron obviously wants to be ready over these next 3 years to get the Lakers a championship. But I do not fault LeBron one bit if also in his mind, I'm trying to catch Kareem. He should want that record. I think that's a great thing to shoot for, and I don't think he wants to give away games. I think he wants to play games. I think he wants to put up numbers. I don't fault him for that at all. All the players want to put up numbers, and so I think he's going to go out there and, you know, play these games probably 34 minutes a night, and I think it's a smart thing.
So some of this is about, some of this is about numbers?
I think so. I mean, if I were in his position, I'd be trying to catch Kareem. That's not mutually exclusive to trying to win. I don't think he's going to do it at the expense of, you know, I got to get my points, so I'm not going to pass the ball. I'm going to make sure I got to be the leading scorer, anything like that. But I think he's got a lot of goals in mind, as all, like Michael Jordan said, I want to win, but I want to be the reason why. And I think that's how superstars think, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
As far as the back-to-backs go, like, let's be very specific about this. They only have 3 back-to-backs left the rest of the year. So take 3 games off it, even if he's not going to play at Detroit, at Utah, and at the Clippers on March 15th, 27th, and April 4th. Throw those out. So then we're talking about 14 games the rest of the way. He was playing 35 minutes per game before he got hurt. Now, when he came back from injury, he was inexplicably playing 39 minutes per game right out the gate. That's what he averaged, had a bunch of 40-minute games. And then in the game where he passed Jordan, he was down to 31 minutes. I would imagine he's going to be, I don't think LeBron's going to play 20-ish anything. I think it'll be at least 30 minutes. Now, having him do what they did in that game where he passed Jordan, where he doesn't play the whole first quarter, where you take him out, you know, midway through the first, where you do more of a Duncan with Popovich style in the regular season when Duncan wasn't on his last legs, to where you target 32 minutes. Like, have that be your target and your goal. That is a reduction in minutes. And not playing him back-to-backs also makes sense. I don't see, this is where I think C and I disagree, I don't see the need to shut him down, and I don't see the need even to say you're going to do the Anthony Davis plan where you're playing 20 minutes per game. I know you disagree, C, but I think this is, he shouldn't be playing 40 minutes another game the rest of the year.
What do we gain besides adding point total to him playing? If he's going to play 30 minutes in 14 games.
If the young boys are going to play, then look, everybody thinks they're going to have a totally new team. If they don't get Anthony Davis,
that's not necessarily
you see what I'm saying?
Yes,
if they don't get Anthony Davis, Kuzma, Ingram, these guys might be back. So you just get them used to playing, you know, more time on the court. And he's going to get a rest. You know, he's going to get 2 months more than he's ever had in the last, what, 10 years?
Okay. All right. So 2 months rest is great. So what would 3 months, 4 months be?
It's fine, but
so what's the worst thing
he could rest all summer if he wanted, but he's not. He's going to get out there and start playing in July. He'll start working. So I think taking these extra 2 months, I think he'll be fine.
Okay, so what's the worst thing?
You would want to shut him down.
Let's just see. I'm in the air. We're gonna have a conversation about it. What would be the worst thing could happen for LeBron?
Suffer another major injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because if he suffered an injury, would that affect free agency?
Enormously. I would think
Yes.
so, yes. And I think it would affect everything. A major injury would affect everything.
So a major industry, I mean,
I don't know that it would necessarily affect the Anthony Davis trade. I think Anthony Davis would still want to go to the Lakers.
Sure, but a major injury would be bad. It's the worst thing that could
it's
happen.
terrible.
We all agree.
Yeah.
So we don't have to parse that part of it.
If I could remove that part of the equation, if that's the worst thing could happen, all right, it was like, okay, I'm getting in a car. I'm getting ready to go somewhere. Worst thing could happen is you get in a car accident. Okay, and it be fatal. If I could remove that aspect of it, of traveling either that way or not going, why would I take that chance? If everything is about winning a championship in year 2, 3, and 4 of this contract. That's why I believe that right now the Lakers, they don't have the right type of management, because right now it should be about getting these young guys some experience and salvaging the first year of LeBron James. Why put all those extra minutes? Because they do not help you get closer to a parade. Now, LeBron can come to me if I'm Magic and say, you know something, I want to be out there playing. That's what I do. I can understand that. But I'm running the team. I'm doing what's best for basketball. And what's best for basketball right now is not to put any more minutes on LeBron James. We saw him out there. Yeah, he passed Jordan, but there was nothing else significant about him being on the court. All right? These younger players, it's up to the Lakers organization and for them to develop. Right now, we're out of the playoff. There's only 8 teams in the NBA that got a worse record than the Lakers right now. So I'm getting ready to take the face of the NBA, and I'm getting ready to put another 14 games on him. He's at a pace that we had never seen before. This is not real complicated. This is just common sense.
It makes sense, but he's going to want to play. You know that. I mean, it didn't make sense for him to play 82 games last year. You know, in the regular season. LeBron, it hasn't made sense for him to play all these minutes in his career.
Needs a jockey, a bridle, and a saddle. And LeBron James is no different. Right now, it's important of how much we're going to let him go getting to the house. Because he's going to his skill is going to go down. Right. Regardless of what we think or what we... So for me, it would be about how do I manage that? I didn't plan on being out of the playoffs. Man, Christmas night, I'm sitting in the 4th spot. But this is my new reality, bruh. I'm out of the playoffs. This thing is done. It's time to look at how do I preserve that guy so that I can get to a parade. It's not about anything else but a parade.
It's not about... I agree with you that whether he catches Kareem or not is a secondary storyline to whether or not he wins another championship. Right. We all agree with that. Where you and I are on the other side of this is I am not certain. You keep saying if 2 months is good, 4 months is better, 3 months is better. I'm not certain that's the case for a guy who has played as consistently. He has had a routine. He has had a routine for the last 6, already going to be broken to a degree this year by not making the playoffs.
And you know the reason why it's broken? Because LeBron didn't have the gas to go to it. After the All-Star break, he didn't have.
Do you think he's going to have that?
He did not have the same gear that we have seen with teams with injury. Man, they made 3 trades in Cleveland. Switch the roster once, switch it again.
Totally different team.
But LeBron, when he went to the gas, he carried them.
Yes.
I don't know that he's ever going to have that gas anymore just because of the age. I mean, he can maybe be in better condition, but I think this is the reality now for LeBron. He's going to have to pace himself throughout seasons regardless.
And he knows his body better.
No, he doesn't. Okay. It's a new body.
Okay, he knows, if I'm going to finish my statement, he knows his body better than anyone else. He might not know it as well as he knew the pre-injury body.
Why did he say then, I'm getting ready to activate and didn't activate then?
So maybe he didn't know what level of play he can get to. That's a totally different discussion. Whether or not
as an athlete, especially when you get into new territory, and that's where LeBron James is. And this is something I know about. I played in the NFL when I was 37. I made the Pro Bowl when I was 35. This is something I know about. I trained at elite level. I have trained other elite athletes into their 30s and into their 40s. So I've seen something like this before because I've trained athletes. At some point, it becomes new territory. This is a new body, and how I'm going to proceed forward, I have to proceed with caution because I don't know. And after this injury, after being out of the playoffs, if the Lakers were smart, that's what they would do. Because anything that happens in these next 14 games is not going to help you. And it guarantees the #1 thing you're trying to prevent. Man, that guy getting injured.
Look, you're saying
what you're saying
guarantees he won't.
There's no doubt that what you're saying makes all the sense in the world. But, I mean, it's similar to, like, Zion. You know, you could say,
it's not.
yeah, because if Zion's got more to lose. If he suffered a major injury at Duke, it could affect his career.
He's also got more to gain.
And he doesn't have the guarantee.
He's got more to gain. At the end of your career, that's when you take away the reps. In the developmental stage, when you're trying to get there, yes, because he's at Duke. He's not at some offshoot. He's not in some third world country playing. He's got the best of medicine. He's at the highest level of college basketball that you can play at. LeBron right now.
But it's like, what's the worst thing could happen?
He can get hurt. But Chris's point is Zion has more to gain.
But he's going to be the number one pick regardless.
No, but he's talking about, hold on, because we've had this discussion. On this point, I agree with Chris, is that LeBron, we don't think over these next 17 games he's going to become a better basketball player.
Right.
Like, there are elements, the reason why I think he should play, but it's not because he needs to hone this skill. Your point with Zion is he's not a polished player. Like, he's got more to learn from Coach K. He's got, now the risk, I understand that element of it. But if this is true for LeBron, then is this your philosophy moving forward with veteran, like next year, if the Houston Rockets, say James Harden suffers an injury and the Rockets are out of the playoffs with 20 games to go, shutting Chris Paul down? Listen, it is all about winning a championship. You can't.
Chris Paul's in a different category. LeBron had never been hurt. Chris Paul has always been hurt.
Well, that's even more of a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would shut him down.
Shut down Chris Paul.
So if you're a veteran player and your team's out of it, just shut him down.
I'm going to take every individual situation, Nick. I'm on the LeBron James situation right now, and I know I'm right about it. If they're trying to remove the most variable, the thing that can rock this organization, that's that guy getting hurt because it affects free agency and it affects us to have a parade. So I remove that. Life is about insurance. Y'all walking through life without no insurance? Okay, so now the Lakers, they don't have no insurance these last 14 games. If you tried him out there, them 30 games, he twists an ankle, his Achilles, his knee, something real happened to him. Same thing like Christmas night. See, because now I got something I can go on. I'm not going on nothing, okay? I'm going on Christmas night. He slipped and tore his groin. And it was significant enough that it affected his first year with the Lakers that now they're out of the playoffs. All right, so why wouldn't I get me some insurance? Why? Okay, well, get some insurance. Everyone else in life got some insurance. Lakers, get some insurance. Sit him down.
All right, I'm going to get some in the break because we have to take one. Broussard, thanks so much for hanging with us. Take a break coming up. Will Lakers fans ever truly accept LeBron James? That's next on First Things First.
You need to call Magic.